Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. I am just trying to figure out where I'm at. My pedals are acting funky again for some reason. Oh no. Time to calibrate. Hopefully it won't blow everything up. I don't know if you guys were here last time. I was playing... I forget what game I was playing, but I was... Nope, still not... Okay, there we go. And all looks well. Alright, we're collecting grass right now. With Alstrautman. Because we need to put it into the collection facility and also make silage and all kinds. I forget what I was doing with the other. Was I selling it? Maybe I was selling some of it. I do. Who knows? Who knows? We're gonna make it all into silage. Whatever. Sell some of it. Make some of it into silage. I'll probably make all of this silage. We're just going to have a ton of silage. It's going to be great. We'll have months worth. Thank you, Seth. Hang on, folks. I'll be right back. Man, it's been so long since I've been on this map. It's been like 2 weeks since I've played on here. You guys got to understand, when I put up episodes, like I record like, like 4 or 5, maybe 6 episodes at a time. And then I run them over the course of, like, 7 or 8 days. So what ends up happening is I end up, playing and then not, just not being on. And so, like, I don't play it for a while. I play a different farm or record a different farm or a different game even. And then I'm like, oh, shoot, like I haven't been here in forever. And I kind of have to reassess what's going on the farm. Now, I was pretty disappointed today. My favorite map, well, if it hadn't been so buggy, it would have been my favorite map, was this map called Small Town USA. And I posted on my Facebook today about it because they released it finally for 2017, but it is completely unfinished. Like, it is so far, there's no fields, there's no grass, there's no missions, there's nothing. It's completely unfinished. It's not even close to being done. But at least somebody did it. So now the hope is that someone's going to take that and run with it, or that they'll take it and run with it. And I must have missed the entrance somehow. Whoops. Oh, this is going to be easy. So I'm a little bit bummed because I got it. I was so excited. I saw it up there. I'm like, oh my gosh, the Alps is out. And I jumped it, grabbed it, brought it down. And I'm like, it's like basically just a husk of a map at this point. There's no equipment in the barns, no textures on the fields, like barely any textures at all. Some trees, but there's no fields. It's just like all the fields that are supposed to be fields are just grass. And then the grass, there's nothing. Like how this map has just grass. There's nothing like that on the map. It's just all clean-shaven ground. I was pretty bummed out. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure, hopefully they will, well, I'm not sure, but hopefully they will continue to develop it. I'm not sure what makes developers do it, like continue to do it, but I know there's some people that get angry when their mods get posted and stuff on other sites, and then they stop making the maps, and it's a little frustrating for me personally. But Giants does state that if you're going to make content for the game, once it's released, it's free for anybody to do whatever they want with. So, I mean, I get it when people are like, well, that's my map, and I was listening to somebody else. I was doing I forget who it was. They were doing a review of the American Outback map, which we will also probably be doing. I think I'm going to move our Coldborough farm to that map instead. Get a little bit more U.S. looking. And Coldborough I love, but I've been on it way too much, way too often, way too long. And I think it's time to move to a different map. So that one's going to be shifting over to Outback once it releases, which is going to be very soon. And also, in fact, it might even be available now. I'm going to check and see if I can find the latest edition. But, this map will get updated again, and there's some really cool stuff coming out. I love the Alps map, and it's really a hard map. It's not a good multiplayer map. It's a good single-player map because it's really very tight, narrow roads, and not a lot of fields. It's mostly about raising animals and stuff like that, and it's an interesting, unique farm. But I hope that they are able to do it because I'd love to have it on the channel. It'd be really nice to be able to feature that. and also to play it as my own personal farm. Alright, so here's the dump. Nope. Force dump. I am stuck. This tractor's not going any faster. Must have rubbed the wall. Yeah, there we go. Rub the wall. You're gonna try to pull forward. Whoa, stop. Keep going. I'm stuck on the wall again. No, no, it's gonna make a pile. No, don't make a pile. No, 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 no. Yeah, exactly. Crap. I'm gonna have to buy a bulldozer. A bulldozer. Maybe we should buy one anyway. Just to squish that stuff down. So that's what's been going on. So I've been having fun. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this map still. It seems like it. I've been gotten really... Anytime that you have anything USA or John Deere for the farm sim, you get really good responses because people, you know, this game is... It's very European-esque. It doesn't really have a lot to do with American farming, honestly. I mean, there's some stuff in here. I mean, the brands are here, but American farmers, at least around here, they mostly use older equipment. And so, like, this kind of tractor, I see these on the farms all the time. Now, they have, you know, newer ones, too. But, like, I have a friend that sells used equipment, mostly for golf course stuff, but he also does some farm equipment. And he's the one that had that toy harvester. But that's the kind of stuff you see. You see, like, really old harvesters, really old tractors. I don't think I've ever seen a collection wagon like this in operation here in Ohio. I'm sure they are somewhere, but it's not, like, the big thing. Like, they mostly do stuff the old-fashioned way. They bale it. They throw it on a trailer by hand, you know, with the smaller bales. They do some larger baling, and then you see the big roll bales. Like, we do have those. But they just leave them out on the field. So it's almost like they don't, I don't know, it's a little different than what we have in the game. So when we get anything that's United States, I think the other big thing, of course, is, you know, obviously Massey, New Holland, Case, they're all European, but they're also very American. So you have some of that, but John Deere is the #1 seller. So it's a little weird not to have that in the game. We've talked about this a little bit before, but it's an interesting thing that, you know, or it always does well on the channel because people are always looking for this equipment. So, and by the way, I have found some new John Deere equipment. I've got a bunch of shout-outs. I don't remember who. I'm terrible at that. Maybe between episodes, like between this episode and the next one, I'll look it up and see who wants shout-outs. I remember Mr. Squeezy wanted one. Big Hoss definitely gets a shout-out. The guy that designed this map did come onto my channel and was checking the vids out, and he's like, hey, I'll get you would you like to have this, you know, updated, like a pre-release before it's released? And I'm like, heck yeah! So hopefully Big Hoss will remember to do that, and I'll get some of this map out ahead of schedule if he does it. So that'd be really cool. It was cool to have the author contact me, though. I felt like a superhero. Like, I'm somebody. A map maker contacted me. That means people are actually seeing my videos. But anyway. Yeah, so I think that, you know, this has been going well. Now, the downside is I keep doing this where I get halfway down and then stop. I have to go down to the other end and pick up down there. Yeah, so that went well, and I think people are really enjoying the series. I found some new tractors. Oh, I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was Martin. Somebody got me the latest edition of the Harvester, and it has a header that works now. Because I remember, if you guys remember the beginning of the series, I was having trouble. Now, I don't really need it now because I have the MacDon header, which works just fine, and I'll probably just keep that for now because it's a pain to like try to switch that stuff in and out. But the header on the newer version of the John Deere 690i has been fixed. We also found, he also gave me links for a 680i and a 670i, I believe, or just a straight up 670. So those are out there and they're working. I also found a couple different 6 models. I think a new 7 and a new 8 model, plus there's a new 9 model John Deere tractors, and they're all really good looking. Like, they did a really nice job just bringing them up to date and making them look modern and making them look like they're part of the game, like quality-wise. Everything's working. The 8R that we're using on Cold Burrow sucks because it's like the motor is super loud And then it has all kinds of problems, like these little bug problems, like the motor starts way afterwards. You press the gas, and it's like 2 minutes later, the motor's like it's really slow response on the volume control. I don't know. There's just a lot of bugs with it, so I'm not super fond of that tractor. But Kyle's been using it. But we're gonna get, I think when we go to the USA farm, we'll give ourselves like equipment, but we'll be using the newer mods. The original 6115 that I was using on Coldborough, that tractor sucks. I mean, it's crap. It's got all kinds of problems. Uh-oh. Let me see what this is. Helper A blocked. Check that out. Oh. Yeah, I would say that's blocked. All right. How long has he been sitting there? Oh, quite some time, it looks like. He didn't get anything done. I've probably been paying for that for like 45 minutes now. So I got some really nice new models that are much better than the ones that we've been using. Yeah, that 6115 model, that thing had a lot of bugs. And it was light as a feather. The big problem was that it weighed like 2 ounces. So it's like you pick up one of those small grass bales, and the thing was ready to tip over because it wasn't heavy enough. So anyway, that's some of the issues that we've run into. So I got that guy plowing the field while we're collecting this grass. But eventually we will tractor up here. We'll take one of these and replace it with the 6 Series. But we'll keep that big one for doing the heavy lifting. Whoops, I did it again. Isn't that like a Britney Spears song? Oops, I did it again. So stupid. How does that music get popular? And it's like all we have now. All the music's gone. That's all we have is like chick pop. Techno chick pop. Nah, there's some rock bands out there still. It's definitely harder to make a living doing it though, but they're out there fighting along, doing their best. So we might bring the Rotec bulldozer into this. We'll have to see. I've got a couple of mods we're gonna take a look at once I'm done getting all this into the silage pits, and we have more to add too. I want to mow that grass, though I don't know if I really even need to, because we have so much grass. Like all this area could get mowed. We'll see. I don't know. It seems like overkill. Like I don't really need that much material. Because I've got enough. Like this is way more. This is going to be way more than enough silage for months. And then from there, I'll just need grass. So I don't even know if I'm going to mow it. I might just cut it, which seems wasteful now, but I don't think it's going to be. Boy, that couldn't have been spaced out any more perfect. That was almost a perfect run right there. Just luck. All right, I'll be back, folks. I'm going to continue collecting the grass and plowing, and once we get done with that, I think I'm just going to plow this under. I don't think I need this grass. I mean, I could sell it, but it's like it's not worth anything. It's like the effort. I might as well just get another crop, a more valuable crop growing there, and just get it done with. So I think that's what I'm going to do. All right, catch you in a little bit. So I had several people tell me that this reminds them of, and I would agree with this, of the Oregon area, like between obviously Washington and California, for those who don't know. And I would say that is, yeah, or maybe like Idaho, except for Idaho I think is a little bit drier. When Oregon, you're in the Pacific Northwest, so you have some greenery. But I would say, yeah, this definitely looks like, or maybe Washington, like near the mountains. Like this would be like on the other side of Mount Rainier, like on the flatter side. So I do agree with that. I think that this could easily be considered, like Oregon or maybe Eastern Washington State. or even maybe California a little bit, but not quite. It's too green to be California. California just is, Northern California is a little better, but it really isn't until you get up into Oregon and Washington that it starts getting really green looking like this. But I definitely agree with that. Like, this definitely looks like that. Or maybe, like I said, it seems like it's too wet to be Colorado too. Colorado's pretty dry. Colorado's considered high desert. So I would say Idaho, definitely, but Washington and Oregon in that kind of like rain zone where they get a decent amount of rain. That is what this looks like. So that's pretty cool. The American Outback map, I haven't decided yet. So I know Jade was telling me about, she's like, hey, check out, this is coming out. And I feel bad because I kind of shot her down. I was like, if it's this map, it's horrible. Like, the American Outback map originally had all these, what some people consider wonderful, what others consider tacky. I'm one of those that considers it tacky. It had a ton of Marhu scripts. So, like, every time you drive around the corner, there's an F-16 or a hot air balloon or a C-130 or a New York Central steam engine. It was like Fantasyland. And I think the other thing that turned me off to it originally was that they called it American Outback. Well, we don't call our desert the Outback in America. We call it the desert. We call it the Southwest. You call the desert Outback. Outback if you're from Australia, right? Not from America. We don't call our desert the Outback. So that, for whatever reason, there's no good reason why it perturbed me. But it did. I never liked that. It put me off. I'm like, this is not Australia. This is America. It'd be cool to have an Australian map, sure, but and then on top of it, and believe me, this is a game. I know it's just a simulator and it's not realistic. And I know there's lots of goofy things on here, things that I'm doing that aren't realistic, like probably running a Stroutman. They probably don't even sell these in America. Maybe they do. I don't know. Yeah, they probably do. But anyway, there's always somewhere someone sells it. Okay, our guy who was doing the plowing completed his task. But anyway, my point is, you don't have New York Central steam engines running through the desert in the West. If anything, it would be this, like the Sunlight, like the what's the name of the railroad? The Southern Pacific, the Daylight Special, or Union Pacific, like their Dayliner, like they have specific trains that run through the West that if they're going to be seen, that's what they're going to be doing. And they're passenger trains. They're not freight. And so they had this New York Central engine pulling a freight train all around the map. And everywhere you went, it was like, woo, woo, chugga, 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 chugga. Here's this stupid freight train. And I'm like, like it made me nuts. It just totally took me out of the environment. The other problem that I had with the original American Outback map is that, and this is for 15 once again, not the 17 map, but for 15. They had the field pricing was all wrong. So you'd have like this little field for $300,000, and then the really giant field next door would be like $60,000. So you could kind of cheat your way through the map by just finding the cheapest maps, and they could be giant fields, but they were super cheap, and it wasn't done well. Well, now it seems like the person that's bringing it to 2017 is spending his time and doing it right. First of all, they're making it for consoles, so there will be no Marhu scripts. So we're not going to have stupid steam engines that are supposed to be in New York and on the East Coast running through the desert. And we're not going to have F-16s flying over every 3 seconds. And it's just overdone scripts. And that's what we find with Coldborough. That's what we find with, I love Bullet Bill's maps, but he puts a lot of those scripts in, and I don't like them. It's like, what's the other map I'm playing? Sandy Bay. Sandy Bay has got a huge C-130 that flies over half the map, and I hate it. I'm like, okay, I get it. But in fact, my son, when he's serving, is stationed at an Air Force base that is 100% C-130s. They have like 18 C-130s. It's less than like 60 miles from my house, okay? We're in their flight path. When they do their runs, they fly over my house. I see C-130s about once a month. Okay. They don't fly over every 10 minutes. Now, if there was if I lived by the base, yeah, we would see them every day flying over. And that is probably what they're getting at. But it just makes me nuts. I'm like, first of all, they're like really low to the ground. It's just there to see it. And that first wow factor, okay, I get it. Like, wow, that's really cool. Then the second time, and the third time, and the fourth time, and the fifth time, and the 17th time, and the 20th time, and the 28th time. And it's just like, okay, I'm done seeing the C-130. I get it. It's a cool airplane. It's cool that it flies over the map. Could we have it come maybe once or twice a day? Like, isn't there somewhere that you can fly it off to in the programming where it just sits off the map for an hour and then it comes back like an hour and a half later? I mean, it's just that that kind of stuff makes me crazy. The train line, same thing. The train's going by every 3 minutes. It's like, there are some lines that are like that. And in England especially, England, where they still have in Europe actually, where they have a pretty active transit system, okay, I get it. Here in like New York City, Washington, D.C., there's trains that run every 15 minutes. I get that. But every 3 minutes, no. So anyway, those kind of things were taking me out of the map. But it looks like this guy's done a really good job just removing all that crap, fixing it up so that it's compliant with not only the PC, but also the console. So I'm excited to see, and I think there's actually PC versions might be out right now. And if so, I think we're going to move our Coldborough farm to that map. It just is a little more designed to the larger equipment that we're using, and I don't know. Like I said, I'm bored of Coldborough. So Kyle and B-Dog are just getting this information now and going, what? But be that as it may, we will be doing another John Deere farm in the Outback. Though we may use some other equipment too, because obviously we've been pretty John Deere centric on this map, and then also what is the other map? The Coldborough map. So maybe we'll do like a Massey Ferguson farm or something like that. But I'll tell you what, nothing sells like a Deere. I know the real phrase is nothing runs like a Deere, but nothing sells like a Deere for YouTube. People just eat the John Deere stuff up just because it has the John Deere name on it. So, hey, why not? I like the tractors too. I'm a pretty big John Deere fan. I was reading an article. Another person was posting online. We had talked about this earlier in the series. How a lot of John Deere farmers are, like guys that run John Deere equipment, are actually hacking their tractors and replacing the operating systems with Ukrainian operating systems that are designed to basically they hack in and they remove the John Deere software and allow you the ability to access and adjust your tractor as you see fit. Because what's happening is, like I talked about before, the maintenance is killing the farmers. So if you're a farmer, you're getting skunked because you have to pay all these maintenance fees, and there's no. You're basically just skunked. There's no. What's the word I'm looking for? Like you have to pay the fees, and because if your tractor breaks, you can't just take it into the shop and fix it yourself. You have to have a specialist come out with his special computer and his special connector and plug into your tractor and see what the problem is, and it's like $300 every time they come out and to fix the broken sensor that it's not working for the farmers. And so they're trying to find ways around it so that they can get done what they need to get done, and I think it's wise. All right, one thing that we need to do that I forgot. Let's we're going to park him right here. We need to go get that other tractor back up and working because we need to get these fields prepped. It's getting later in the day. It's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Actually, almost 4. Oh, he did not complete his task. What? Oh my gosh. So did he really get down the field? Oh, he got a couple more times down, but what? How did he even get over there? What? Dude, what are you doing? All right, let's hire a worker. And hop out. So I think we probably, we'll plant whenever. I mean, it takes so long for the plants to grow usually that it doesn't really matter when you plant. You just got to plant. Got to get it done. We will mow up here. I decided I'm going to mow. I'm just being lazy, but we need to get this mowed. Because there's enough material here. We're going to have, like I said, I just want to make enough silage that I don't have to worry about it again for a while. We'll just get it from here and dump it in there, and everything will be happy. And I think somebody was saying, why don't you store stuff in there? I think those storage containers are for, they only take pig food and total mixed ration. And it's going to be a while before we have animals anyway. We need to save up a bunch of money. A bunch of money. Probably 2 or 3 more harvests. There's no gold fling on this one. Sweet. We're in the lead. Okay, so we need to look also. I think that's it. I don't need to. I'm not going to gather those last like 2 inches. We'll get that next time. All right, so what we need to do is grab, let's see, this guy. And bring him online. We'll use our coon merger one more time. I wonder how much of this you could merge into one single line. Like, at what point does it stop recording that you've merged, like, 5 lines together? Like, 2 I can see it, but, like, doing it, like what if I just kept merging it to the same direction over and over again, like, and getting it so that's all, like, one, like, getting this whole field into one pile? Would it actually accept it, or, I don't know. I'm not willing to risk the loss of crop to test it. But maybe someday on our test farm. This is a beastly tractor. This thing's awesome. It just pulls. No questions asked. All right, we're going to start over here and let's see if we do it. I don't want to do this. Maybe we'll just do the. I hate to waste all this extra free stuff. Well, all right. Let's unlimber here. Nope, I need to unfold it. Yep. Turn that on. Turn this on, and if I lower this, let's see, I'm going to lower this one first. And then I lower this, like that. And then we take the merger, we turn that on, and we lower it. And I think it's merging to the right. Yep. Merge right. Heavens to Murgatroyd. But we'll just take this. This grass here looks very unhappy, honestly. It doesn't look like it was growing very well. It didn't want to be here. And I'm going to run myself right into the edge of the field. That's not so great. And I'm missing the edge, too. That's great, too. Perfect. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Alright, let's go to the front. That's what I wanted. Yep, there we go. I think we need to... What are you doing? Stop it! I've got the mowers up. Stop. That's... Oh, it's all screwed up now. Dang it! Shazbot. Okay, so we're going to go... That sucked. Lame. Alright, what we're going to do now is we're going to run down... We're going to run once down and back. Just so I don't have to deal with that fence anymore. Crap cycles. Alright. you guys remember that a couple episodes ago when I was running this and I didn't realize I had the speedometer set at 7, so I was like... Die. Die, my name's Arthur. Oh, what? Why is the mower in the middle? What? Oh, you've got to be kidding. That mower in the... It was missing in the middle. Great. No, did that just go up? What is this thing doing? Oh, weird. It's really acting funky. I'm a little frustrated right now. And I have to lift up the merger. Oops, screwed up the merger. We're gonna have to run that line one more time because that just got all hosed up. Look, it's still doing it. It's like, let's make it a mess. Why? Stop it! Stop mowing! Oh, that's weird. That's really weird. I mean, do you see what's happening here? It's being strange. Okay, well, whatever. We're gonna run down one more time. And of course, I just happened to park that other tractor in like the worst spot possible for this. Really bizarre. And now it's working fine. That's really strange. Okay, don't break the merger. That merger was expensive. It's dang expensive, man. Those things are big bucks. Okay, did that go down? Okay, this time it worked. There we go. Now it went down the right way. Really weird. Okay. 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 I think we're probably not going to get much more of anything, but we should at least be running it right. That was strange. Happy day. And once we have this collected, really strange. You can't really turn around on this field too well because it just... Oh, no. Nope. I wish the wheels would not steer when you were reversing. It's fine when you're going forward, but when you're trying to reverse... This is not... Come on. It's hard because I'm in this tight spot here with that fence. It's kind of making it difficult. $1,200 in wages. I get it. All right. Drop this. Drop the mower, and off we go. I'm trying to run over that pile a little bit so we get that extra. It dumps it over. Nice big swath of grass. Nice rich swath. And what time is it? It's 4 o'clock. Farm Sim time. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Farming Simulator 17, where Arthur gets to screw up his tractors and screw up the lines. Oh, I forgot to pull those up. Dang it. Be sure to thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. Oh, by the way, be sure to check out my new Breath of the Wild series. We are covering the new Legend of Zelda game from, I am covering, though Mater has joined me quite frequently because he likes the game. From Nintendo, so that's going on. And also Skyrim is never popular on my channel, but it's actually pretty funny for those of you that have not watched it. Most of the people that end up watching it end up liking it, so I've been doing Skyrim also. Anyway, so it gets you away from just plain old farming, because I do a whole lot of just plain old farming. So it allows you to see me do some other games too, and hopefully you guys will enjoy them and have as much fun watching them as I have fun playing them. See you on the fields. So long.